approaching the halfway point of the season, so Randy Cross, give us some perspective on the Browns and Jets this afternoon.
Well, first of all, for the Browns, they're old uniforms, but it's a new team. This is basically still really an expansion team. Butch Davis has to go for consistency. They're very inconsistent on the football field. For Herman Edwards, real simple. Build off what your quarterback Chad Pennington has got going, build on the Curtis Martin running game, and build on some defense, and you can work something out pretty special here.
It's the Browns and Jets next, right here on CBS. The Jets and the Browns from New York, and downstairs we go to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. It's a beautiful day for football here, but the stadium here, the surface, always part of the story. Let me show you what I mean. From the numbers to the outside, there's not a lot of grass. Guys were slipping. Now, down the middle of the field, they planted new grass, so that'll help. But still, there were stadium crews out filling in the divots like you would on a golf course, guys. Your footing is going to be a major part of this story. Back upstairs.
What do you think of the footing downstairs?
It's a little weak. I referred to the middle of the field as kind of a long jump pit. You'll see receivers chop stepping into their patterns, into their breaks. They've got to chop step to gather to go into the breaks. If they don't, they'll fall down if they hit those things full speed.
John Hall is set to kick off for the New York Jets, and deep back Andre Davis, who had an electrifying touchdown return last week on a kickoff against the Houston Texans. The Browns at 3-4, the New York Jets at 2-4, and here we go from the Meadowlands. And Davis inside the 5 for Cleveland. Racked up and taken down almost immediately on the special teams by Nick Ferguson. It's a return at 22 yards, and he's up to the 25-yard line. Tim Couch with 5 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions coming into today.
And when he sets his feet, Kevin, this guy can throw the ball. There's a reason he was drafted where he was, and so many people think he's the quarterback he is. If he can set his feet and he can throw, he can do it as well as anybody in the league. Unfortunately, protection has been a serious issue for him his entire career.
Jamel White will start in the backfield for Cleveland from the 26, first down and 10. Little play action. Here comes the rush by Evans, and the pass is incomplete. May have even been touched while airborne. It'll be second down and 10, and already off the bat, we've got Couch kind of scrape himself off the floor of Giant Stadium. This line will protect him today up front. Verba, the former Packer, with Stokes, Wollabaugh, O'Hara, and Ryan Tucker. In the backfield, Jamel White starts. Kevin Johnson and Quincy Morgan are the wide receivers, and a couple tight ends that can double as fullbacks, Campbell and Shea. Second down and 10 from the 26 with an empty backfield for Tim Couch. And receiver Quincy Morgan in motion. And Couch incomplete, looking for Morgan, covered by Jones. It'll be third and 10. The Jets defense comes into today number 31 overall in the NFL with this line: Ellis, Evans, Ferguson, and John Abraham. Linebackers, and they had a pretty good game last week with Jones flanked by Cowart and Mo Lewis. And in the secondary for the Jets, the corners Abraham and Beasley, the safeties Robinson and Garn.
And to steal a line from the old coach John McKay, if asked about his defense's execution, I'm not sure if Herman in the first 3 or 4 games would have voted for it.
Third down and 10 from the 26. And Couch down the middle, almost picked off, incomplete. Damian Robinson had a beat on the play. They were going deep for Morgan, and it's 3 and out on the initial offensive possession for the Cleveland Browns.
One thing Tim Couch has got going for him here is good protection. The other thing in this game he's got going for him is wide receivers that can really get down the field and are hard to cover. Andre Davis, Northcutt, Quincy Morgan, Kevin Johnson. Get the protection, you'll have the time, you'll get it down the field.
Chris Gardocki to punt. 2 deep safeties for the flag has been thrown. Chad Morton along with Santana Moss deep. And Moss on a jump with a bounce and a block. And there he goes. And Damian Robinson with the block on the punter and a touchdown. But a flag is down back at the 22. This week, Santana Moss had the primary punt return responsibilities taken away. It was supposed to be Chad Morton.
Formation.
It is a touchdown.
That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
He wasn't even supposed to be back there getting punts. And he returns at 63 yards. And the Jets are on the board.
It's a great example, Kevin, of the kind of confidence in his own ability that Santana Moss has. The ball bounces. Bad coverage by Cleveland only because you're not covering the field. You're all pinned into one little area, concentrating on Chad Morton, and Santana hits that one on the fly and takes it the distance.
There was a nice block, too, on the lead by Damian Robinson. The extra point is up and in.
But that was the kicker.
That's right.
You don't get credit. You get a half credit for blocking the kicker.
So Santana Moss, coming off a career receiving game last week, has fireworks early today. Cleveland Browns have just given up their first special teams touchdown of the season, authored by Jet Santana Moss, 63-yard punt return.
Nice anticipation by Moss and excellent blocking by the Jets punt return team.
There's the second kickoff now by John Hall. Andre Davis will keep it in the end zone, going to a knee about 5 yards deep, and the Browns will begin at 1st and 10 from the 20. That is the 5th time, by the way, that Chris Gardocki, the current punter for the Cleveland Browns, has had a punt return for a touchdown. He has been in the league for 12 years.
And usually the case in that, Kevin, is you hang the ball or you kick it too far and you outkick your coverage.
Right.
That was a combination there. The ball just sort of, everyone stood around and wanted to see what was going on. And you had an excellent job being done on the bottom side gunner, where they just collapsed him all the way inside the middle logo on the field, opened that whole corner up.
On the 20, Jamel White in the backfield for Tim Couch, 1st and 10. And it is White trying to get a block from Stokes, a gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. They had Josh Evans on the tackle in the middle of that defensive line for the New York Jets.
Hey, they're kind of stuck in between at Cleveland as far as offensively running the ball. They've got the #1 draft pick, William Green from Boston College. Hasn't quite got on track. This offensive line you're looking at right here, since the opener, this is the first time they've really got a chance to be back together as a unit. And you got Jamel White, who's really basically a better receiver than he is a runner.
White remains in the game, 2nd down 9, and they jump. Now we'll have to see if Ferguson was induced.
He was induced by Tim Couch's bark.
Bob McElwee is our official today.
Middle guard, defense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
Now you know Bob McElwee's been around this game a little while, because when was the last time you heard somebody referred to as a middle guard?
Right, exactly. 27 years. 27
Curly
years.
Culp was the last middle guard for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right.
For the great Hank Stram.
That's right. He is, McElwee, by the way, the senior referee in the NFL. 2nd down and 4 from the 26. And White back in the backfield. And it is White. Nice block by Aaron Shea. And Kevin Johnson tries to provide a block, but the defense of Sam Coward is there, allowing just a game of 2, and he's up to the 27-yard line, 3rd down.
And if there's a guy in the Jets defense they really need to make more plays, it'd be Sam Coward. Everybody expects him in Ted Cottrell's defense, who's the coordinator for the Jets. In this defense, expect him really to make more plays. He made a huge amount of plays at Buffalo, but he's really had a hard time coming back from the Achilles heel injury he had a couple of years ago.
Yeah, missed the most last season. You're right. 3rd down and 2. White and Shea in the eye. Inside the 28. The time for Couch. There goes those feet stationary, and he hits Morgan outside. Covered on the play by Beasley. Gain of 12. And it is a 1st down up to the 40. You're right. When he stands in that pocket and steadies those feet, makes a lot of difference.
And watch, we were talking about the field earlier, too, Kevin. Look at the feet. See the chop, 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 chop. Morgan right into that break. You chop your feet, it's good. If you can set your feet in your Tim Couch, it's even better, because then you can get that ball to your wide receivers.
Trying to plant is a real chore. 40-yard line, 1st and 10. White in the backfield. That's Morgan coming to the bottom of your screen. There goes a flag. He jumped. He went forward too early. So this is against the Browns. The ball bobbled. They call it incomplete, although Marvin Jones thought he had it on the carom. Morgan was the receiver, but he turned too quickly. Morgan did, and it's going to be against Cleveland.
I'll go back to the point of you're an expansion team. You're sort of new together, and these are the kind of little mistakes, and yes, they are dumb mistakes, that Butch Davis has got to try to get his team to overcome. I mean, it's These are the things that kill you when you get
Illegal
momentum.
motion. Number 81. Offense. Going forward at the snap.
It's a good one in Kansas City today. Oakland and the Chiefs. 51 penalties, the 5th most in the NFL for Davis's Browns.
And no penalty was more famous than that opener. Dwayne Rudd ripping off his helmet and costing him that game against Kansas City. Otherwise, you're talking about a team with a winning record right here.
Back to the 35 with the penalty. First down and 15 yards to go. White picking and poking his way, and was hit by a couple. Cowart was there. Mo Lewis was there. Gain of 5. Back up to the original line of scrimmage, the 40-yard line. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, and talking to Ryan Tucker, the right tackle, number 72 yesterday for the Cleveland Browns. He played on those great St. Louis Rams teams. And, you know, he says this offensive line has just sort of got to get their act together. And I think he's absolutely right. And it's coming. But until they really get it together, the running backs like Green and White, you can't make too many moves. You got to take that ball and just bang it up there, whether there's a hole or not.
40-yard line, second down and 10. The play action. Here comes the rush by Cowart. The pass is away and caught for a gain of 4 on the play by Aaron Shea. Just his 5th reception of the season. Like we said, up to the 44-yard line. And that'll be third down and about 6 to go.
Hey, it's really the missing ingredient in this Cleveland offense is the tight end position. You know, I've listened to Brent Jones from CBS do several of these Browns games, and I know if there's anybody in this business that really loves tight ends, it's Brent. And it's something he hasn't seen in all the games he's done for the Browns, and something I come out of an offense where you always expect to see it.
Third down and 6 from the 44. Good time for Couch. Pass down the middle. Caught. And on his way is Dennis Northcutt down the sideline with the block from Kevin Johnson. He's to the Jet 12 and a first down.
Wow, did you see all those skid marks and chunks of grass coming up at the end of that play? But another great example, Ross Verba. Nice job on Abraham. What's that do? That enables Tim Couch to stand back, throw the ball, get the ball to Northcutt, who is his big play receiver. And you know, you got any questions about the grass / dirt / sand here at Giant Stadium? It is, like you said, it was a very nice job by Kevin Johnson getting that block, but wow, that's the kind of dirt you used to play in at the park in between games when you were a kid on the weekends.
It's first and 10, a fumble on the exchange, and White
get up
back on it. And Couch tried to block, and they came at him and waved with Sam Garnes and others. He's back to
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say get up, but it's not college.
Well, you're a former lineman. You got it. Back to the 17-yard line.
They had something kind of working up front, too. It's, okay, you got it, you're down. No tagsies. Believe me, they'll come hit you. You might as well get up and get hit.
Second down, 15, back at the 17.
Another example of an inexperienced / not very good offense trying to do things to stop themselves more than the Jets defense is trying to stop them.
White in motion, empty backfield for Couch. There's a block by Verba. And a dump across the middle. Caught by Quincy. Take it by Kevin Johnson, who is grabbed by Abraham and takes it down to the 6-yard line. And on the play picks up 11, which will now make it third down and 4 to the 6 of the New York Jets.
Nice job right there. There's Ross Verba going against John Abraham. Buying Tim Couch that time, and no happy feet in the pocket. With this batch of wide receivers, this Jets defense is in for a long day unless they can pressure Tim Couch.
On this drive, Couch has thrown a couple of third down completions. 3rd and 4. Couch fires this into a thicket of Jet defenders, incomplete. Mo Lewis is saying, I had it, and I dropped it. Now the Jet defense holds Cleveland out of the end zone. They do their job, and the Browns are relegated to a 3-point try.
You know, some years, those kind of plays go for touchdowns. You know, when Herman Edwards' New York Jets last year got on that big run, didn't start well, but they really got on a roll. That's the kind of play you tip it, and it goes up. You catch it, and it goes back the other way. Other years, you go to tip it, it goes up in the air, and the other guy gets it.
As you can see, Phil Dawson has had great success inside 40. He's got a 23-yard field goal here, and Cleveland is on the board. The big play on that drive, a 43-yard completion to Dennis Northcutt, which sets up the Cleveland field goal. Jets lead on a 63-yard punt return for a touchdown by Santana Moss. Phil Dawson just got Cleveland on the board with the field goal. And the ensuing kickoff taken by Lamont Jordan for the Jets at about the 17-yard line. And rams his way into Brant Boyer, who makes the tackle for Cleveland, a 14-yard return. We'll get our first look at Jets quarterback Chad Pennington when we come back. Both Cleveland and the Jets coming off wins from last week. Browns beat the Texans, Jets beat the Vikings. After the kickoff, 30-yard line, first down and 10. And some play action by Pennington. And lobs it off on the side, caught by Curtis Martin, shoved out of bounds on the play. Richie Anderson with the grab across the way. He's up to the 39-yard line, picking up 9 yards. It'll be second down and 1. What do you think of Chad Pennington, the 26-year-old starting quarterback for the New York Jets?
Well, he's a young guy. You got to love his enthusiasm. A lot of excitement here in New York in general with the yards, and he's throwing some touchdown passes, and he's headbutting linemen. But I think you got to pay attention to the fact that the offensive line is finally starting to come together, and that last week Curtis Martin was running the ball well. That makes any quarterback look a lot better automatically.
Second down 1. The pitch out to Curtis Martin. Chased out of bounds on the near side by Lewis Sanders and belted by Anthony Henry. It's a gain of 5. He picks up a first down, and he's up near the 44-yard line. All right, the Jets offense coming into today's game, number 27. Their offensive line has Fabini at the left tackle with this group in the backfield. Martin, Anderson, Becton, Krebet, along with Lavernius Coles, the backs and receivers. First down to the 44.
And the highlight of that line up front right now is Kevin Mawai and Kareem McKenzie at right tackle.
Becht is on the move. And the pitch out goes outside with the Mawai block. Curtis Martin moving it by the 45 to the 46, picking up 2.
And that's something you know now that the Jets as a line are starting to kind of come together when they can start getting Kevin Mawai out wide on the pulls. They're getting the protection from Fabini, but Kareem McKenzie, the right tackle, number 67 now, is also a body that they can get out there and they can pull them, they can move them. When they can do those kind of things, they can get themselves back to being highly thought of. Until they can do that consistently, though, they're going to be another struggling unit.
Second down, 8 from the 46. Pennington outside, safety valve. And Martin gets the first down and takes it down the sideline after getting shoved out of play by Devin Bush. A 17-yard pickup. And they'll spot the ball at the Cleveland Brown 37-yard line.
Just like we saw with Tim Couch, Chad Pennington's getting the time and getting the read. You see him look initially, bang, bang. I know I've got to get the ball out. I'm going to flip it out to my running back and let him take it. Don't try to be a star. Let Curtis Martin be a star. He's pretty good at it.
And he's healthy now, which is good for the Jets. 37-yard line, first and 10 for Chad Pennington. Big pick to Martin, and it's a pass to Lavernius Coles. Great move on Sanders, and there he goes. Down the side, and a touchdown. That's the longest play for the Jets offensively this season.
Here's Lavernius Coles set up right here. What they're going to do is they're stealing a page out of Pittsburgh's playbook. You saw it last Monday night. Quick flip fake, you come back, you bang it to your wide receiver, you let him make a play. This is a copycat league, and this is a copycat play.
Hall's extra point is good. Coles snares his second touchdown reception of the season. And Pennington throws his 4th touchdown pass. Jets got a lead of 14-3. A touchdown pass seconds ago to Lavernius Coles. A punt return of 63 yards by Santana Moss as Chad Pennington who is given some new life and some new emotion to this offense, continues where he left off last week in the win over the Vikings.
And after that series, he didn't even break a sweat. Everything he did was quick, very decisive. Curtis Martin, a lot of Laveranues Coles.
On the 10-yard line, the John Hall kickoff is picked up by Andre Davis. And nudges the ball past the 30, a 22-yard return. Nick Ferguson makes another special teams tackle along with Chad Morton. Timeout. Browns are down 14-3 to start this one.
There's all the guys from up front on defense saying, what happened behind us?
Empty backfield, 31-yard line. Kevin Johnson on the move, and Tim Couch right to work. And he looks across the middle. The pass is caught by Morgan on a gain of 5. He's tackled by Marvin Jones, the linebacker, at about the 36-yard line.
Watch what you get here when you're looking at the play-action fake. Watch Chad Pennington make the fake, and watch the linebackers for the Browns go screaming out of there. That opens up that passing lane, and then it's just Laveranues Coles making a nice move while the defensive back slips for the Cleveland Browns.
White remains in the game, 2nd down and 5, and here he goes, trying to dig his way out of another hole. Brought down by Sam Garnes. No gain, maybe a half yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down at the 36.
Kevin, sometimes stats lie. You know, you see a defense that's rated number 5 against the run. Well, it's usually because everybody can throw on them. Nobody bothers to run against them. This is the case. Cleveland's rated very poorly as a running team, and Ted Cottrell right there, the defensive coordinator, knows it's not a mystifying thing. It's not because of a stats lying situation. It's because they can't run the ball.
James Jackson in the backfield, 3rd down and 5. Couch to the aforementioned Jackson, dancing out there with James Darling, picks up 3, shy of a 1st down, hand to get to the 41, and Cleveland's got a punt again.
Man, if you want to dance, go to a nightclub. You're going to dance out here against this defense with your offense in that situation. You know, Ted Cottrell's defense is going to smother you. They're not going to give you a 1st down. Know where your marker is, get your ball, and take it up the field and make a 1st down.
2nd punt today for Chris Gardocki. Ryan Keel snap is on the way. And the last time it was Santana Moss, racing 63 yards for a touchdown. And sends this one to Moss, who goes back to the 16-yard line and has a flank. There's a block on the play by Chad Morton, and he's forced out of bounds near the 37-yard line. 44-yard punt and a 21-yard return. Bentley knocks him out of play. The linebacker right there, rookie number 59. Well, there are 3 teams that have really gotten off to a terrific start on this season.
One-loss wonders. No real surprise here, I think, if you really follow the game and what San Diego's done. You know, San Diego, Marty Schottenheimer, they know how to win in the AFC West. New Orleans and Jim Haslett is getting back to where they were early last year and the year before, and Green Bay's got Brett Favre. You're going to win a lot of games with Brett Favre.
38-yard line, Curtis Martin on 1st down and 10, grabbed by Earl Holmes and brought down. Martin kept digging, picks up about 3 yards on the play after the 41-yard line.
Injuries are often used as an excuse. Cleveland's got it as an excuse, really. I mean, 3 of their 4 starting defensive backs aren't starting in this game, aren't playing. If injuries as an excuse was something you could rely on, the Green Bay Packers would be 1-6.
They've lost 5 defensive starters,
instead
2
of
offensive.
6-1.
Exactly.
You know, Brett Favre will be playing next week with a knee brace, and Foge Fazio, the defensive coordinator at Cleveland, is using Gaffer's tape and Elmer's glue to keep his defense together right now.
2nd down and 7. Jets at the 41. Hamilton again, hands off. Look at Curtis Martin go. He's coming off a 70-yard performance last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Earl Little makes the tackle at the 48. It is a Jets 1st down. Let's go to the sideline and Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Chad Pennington has got these Jets fans really excited. He's a very fortunate quarterback. Let's remember he's playing against a banged-up Cleveland secondary right now, and his other 2 starts were against Minnesota and Kansas City, 2 of the worst pass defenses in the league. We'll have to watch as the weeks go on. Back to you.
He's passing downhill. Thank you, Beasley.
He's got Curtis Martin running the ball. ball. He's got the easier way to go in Curtis.
Martin again, hurdling a defender and down the middle to the 32-yard line. Brought down by Anthony Henry. A galloping gain of 15 yards. And he's to the 32 for a Jet first down. Let's get our first check-in our studios with Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin, a little update coming your way from Kansas City, and the Raiders drive for a touchdown here. A little play action. Gannon to Doug Jolly, and it's 7-3 Raiders. So let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Thank you, Jim. The Raiders have won 5 straight over Kansas City.
And there's a team that can run the ball consistently, and has a quarterback in Rich Gannon that can make plays on any defense in this league.
First down and 10. Great fake by Pennington. Outside he goes for Santana Moss. Orpheus Roy along with Henry make the tackle at about the 25-yard line. Nice play action in the backfield by the quarterback. Let's go back to Jim Nantz in New York in our studios.
All right, big start by the Pittsburgh Steelers at Baltimore. First Zaraway broke 135 yards for a score. Now it's Maddox to Burris. Third time they've hooked up since Maddox took over at quarterback. 14-0 Steelers. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Wow, the Steelers getting 65% completion percentage from Maddox as their quarterback.
Pittsburgh and the New York Jets are living proof that quarterback changes can make a difference.
Good point. Second down and 2 from the 25. Curtis Martin. And Slithers for a first down after a gain of 3 down to the 21-yard line. Earl Holmes there with the stop.
And this Cleveland defense, I talked about their defensive backfield being banged up, but look at them up front. I mean, you've got some high draft choices. Courtney Brown. You've got Gerard Warren right there, number 94. You've got Orpheus Roy, number 99, the old Steeler. I mean, this guy's a load inside, but what the Jets' offense is doing right now is they're spreading this defensive line out and giving Curtis Martin places to run. Nothing to criticize so far with the job this Jets offensive line has done, especially for Martin.
Martin by himself, 6 carries and 40 yards for him. 21-yard line, a pitch out to Curtis Martin. Machado tries to pull along with Beck. And sidestepping his way to the 18-yard line. The tackle by Earl Holmes and a gain of about 3-4 yards on the play. Markham outside the 17.
Hey, really, the key to that play, as I mentioned earlier about Kevin Mawae and his linemen being able to pull out and run, it's exactly what that was. Machado pulled out and ran, Mawae pulled out and ran, and Curtis Martin cut it back right behind him.
A punt return by Santana Moss for a touchdown. A touchdown pass by Pennington to Coles. 14-3, the New York Jets. Great fall afternoon here in New Jersey, New York area. Second down and 7 coming up. We begin the second quarter with the Jets on the move. Curtis Martin leading the way at the Cleveland 18-yard line.
The way Curtis Martin has run the ball really puts Cleveland at a disadvantage, because normally in this situation in the red zone, they're thinking about getting after Chad Pennington. Right now, you can't rush the passer. You have to hesitate.
Lamont Jordan is in now. Second down and 7. They go outside to Lavernius Coles. And he runs out of bounds after being shoved by Henry, and Earl Holmes near the 5-yard line, making, now they say, stepped out of bounds inside the 9. And picks up a first down, so first and goal for the New York Jets on a gain of 10.
These Jets skill players really know how to take advantage of this surface they play on. You know, granted, I think this is a much better football team if they were to be playing on AstroTurf. It's a speed-based group. But they take advantage of what they can do. You see what Lavernius Coles has done coming on. Corbette's so steady. The key guy is Santana Moss. You get production out of him, it turns everybody else loose.
Curtis Martin back in the game. First and goal from the Cleveland 8. And they come to Pennington, who goes into the end zone for a Wayne Corbette touchdown reception. Pennington has thrown 2 first-half touchdown passes so far.
Well, there's 2 things now you can count on if you watch a Jets game. Actually 3. One is a solid performance by Wayne Corbette. Number 2, an emotional quarterback in Chad Pennington, who loves to headbutt his offensive lineman. And number 3 is the one you can never forget. That's Curtis Martin. He sets up the entire table for this offense.
John Hall's extra point on the Matt Turk hold. Wayne Corbette is number 3 all-time in New York Jet receiving. Al Toon and Don Maynard ahead of him. He adds to his wonderful run with this touchdown reception. Chad Pennington, 2 touchdown passes for the Jets. Santana Moss, a punt return for a touchdown. A dominating first half by New York. And a squib kick picked up by Frisman Jackson, who is a backup wide receiver. And he has brought down Ferguson, got a hand in there. Calvin Moses with the tackle. 18-yard return by Jackson, a rookie free agent. Let's go across the USA with Randy Cross.
I always like to bring up a few things to talk about. Hey, first, how about that Michael Vick trade with San Diego? Atlanta's perfectly happy, and the rare instances has helped both teams. Got Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Tim Dwight just playing big time for the Chargers. Special teams cure. Everybody's talking about special teams this weekend. Well, how about we actually suit up all 53 guys we're paying instead of deactivating people? And Matt Millen, his comments last week, he said I was wrong. Marty Morningwing said he was wrong. Everybody said he was wrong. I kind of love it. It's good to hear some honest statements out of an executive. Yeah, he was wrong, but he sounded like the guy up there on the upper deck in row 3 yelling at his own team. That showed passion.
Their running back, William Green, is there, the first-round pick out of Boston College. And here's our first look at him on 1st and 10. That's it out of bounds by Damian Robinson. After the beginning of the 33, he gains 5 yards, and he's up near the 38-yard line. Second down.
And part of William Green's struggle this year has been the offensive line. You know, you have to say they haven't been together. But the other part is a rookie running back is, well, they're kind of unclear on the concept. You know, they're used to running through the huge holes that he described yesterday. Boy, in college, you look out and you see those huge holes, you just take it. He says, you know what, those holes aren't very big now. Duh. And they won't get any bigger.
No, 38-yard line, second down and 5. Green again. Stood up and brought down. Ellis had a hand on him, but the big hit was put on him by Mo Lewis, coming off his best game of the season. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be third down and about 3. Next till halftime is on deck. Jim, Dion, Dan Boomer, and special guest Marcellus Wiley of the Chargers. We'll give you scores and highlights all next in the next till halftime report right here in New York. With Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Hall in a Giant Stadium, another sellout. Number 193 in a row, 193 consecutive starts. It's third down and 3. From the 40, Couch now passing for a 6th consecutive third down, or trying to. Brought down by John Abraham. Tim Couch, what'd you say? He's like a piñata. He is hit every time he throws the ball.
He's been sacked an unbelievable amount of times, and Ross Verba, his left tackle, right here is trying to take advantage of his matchup with John Abraham, saying, hey, I've kept him out so far. Well, so far it's not now. Just gets beat on a quick inside move, and that's something you have to do. Verba's been a guard in the past for a while.
Gardocki to punt. And Santana Moss at the 28 fumbled the ball, then jumps back up on it and retains it for the New York Jets. Moss had a punt return for a touchdown earlier, part of the 21-3 Jet lead. 28-yard line. The New York Jets have scored on their previous 2 possessions, and they begin here for a third time with Chad Pennington. 2 touchdown passes in his pocket, and a 6 of 6 start. He's been something. Lead block for Curtis Martin by Mawai, and Earl Little makes the stop along with Earl Holmes. It's a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 near the 30-yard line.
And Holmes and Earl Little have been sort of a beacon of light, bright light for this defense the last couple of weeks. You know, Earl Holmes came here from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and everybody talks about the move to 3-4 defenses this year. Teams want to go to it. It's so much easier. Well, Holmes is making the inverted change. He's an inside linebacker from the 3-4, now playing middle linebacker in a 4-3.
Second down, 8, 30-yard line. Martin and Anderson in the eye. Look at the time for Pennington. Outside one-handed grab, lassoed by Coles and brought down by Henry. Out spinning at the 29, 30-yard line. No gain on the play. It'll be third down.
And there's no real question what Paul Hackett, the Jets offensive coordinator, wants to take advantage of. He's trying to take advantage of the defensive backs, whether it's Henry, whether it's Lewis Sanders, you know, whether it's Raymond Walls, the practice player, 42, that Cleveland activated today. They want to keep going at the outside, working on the corners, making them tackle, and hoping for a mistake.
Martin, the lone back, third down 9, and just shy of the 30-yard line. faked the moment. Great time for Pennington. Down the middle, looking for the tight end. Beck picked off on the carom by Earl Little. And that ball is loose at the 50-yard line. A lot going on in that play. Anthony Beck was the first receiver. It ricocheted off him, picked up by Earl Little. Pennington throws a pick. That's Earl Little's second interception, the 9th of his career.
Here's why something happens. Look how wide these two safeties are. Now Chad Pennington wants to get his tight end down the seam and take advantage of it. Plan A goes well, plan B goes well. Ball bounces off of Beck's hands and into Earl Little's hands. Had a wide middle of the field wide open, and Herman Edwards, quarterback, trying to go to the tight end, couldn't take advantage.
First down.
So it's off of Beck and picked up by Cleveland, and they begin at 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Best starting position today for the Browns, and they need it. Down 21-3. Play action by Couch. Good block by Verba on Abraham, and downfield a strike, and it's caught by Kevin Johnson. He's to the 24-yard line of the Jets, picks up 26 yards. Working on Aaron Beasley on the corner.
That was a nice job by Verba. You talked about his block. He just ran John Abraham by, and Tim Couch was able to set up or step up, set his feet, and watch Kevin Johnson at the end of this as he tries to stop, sort of half stumbling, half falling, but presenting that chest as the target for his quarterback. Very important.
White in the backfield, 1st and 10 for the Browns at the Cleveland 24. More play action. There's a block by Stokes, and here he comes again, but this time Josh Evans. That is the second sack today by the New York Jets, who had a ton of sacks last week. Continuing today.
When you do this, you're trying to pull and get action this way to set up the pocket for your quarterback. Watch the pulling action. You're getting Stokes going one way. You get a little thing set up, but sometimes you trick yourself, because this is not a line right now that has the ability to have long-term tricky plays. They have to be solid. They have to be basic.
Back to the 33 with the sack. 2nd down, 19. Couch fires a pass to Quincy Morgan, who is caught from behind by Aaron Beasley and close to a 1st down. About an 18-yard pickup. We'll see where the spot is. It's inside the 15 as we take you back to our studios across the river in New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin and Randy, check this out. A little eye candy for Steeler fans right here. Maddox to Plexico Burress. They hook up for the 2nd time today. 21-3 Pittsburgh. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Plexico Burress gets his 2nd touchdown reception, and Tommy Maddox is on a great roll for the Steelers.
And as they measure this, and it is a 1st down, like I said earlier, Pittsburgh made that change. Cordell Stewart wasn't playing very well, and they made the change, and Tommy Maddox has been just a breath of fresh air with his Arena Football League induced quick decision making. Vinny Testaverde, it was not his fault here at New York. That change was not made so much because Vinny was playing extremely poorly. The change was made to get the spark. And for a different reason, you've gotten similar results out of 2 different quarterbacks.
14-yard line, 1st and 10 for Couch. He's got White in motion out of the backfield. And a pass across the middle. And that is caught at about the 10-yard line on a gain of 4 for a 2nd catch today by tight end Aaron Shea. He is out of Michigan. And so they pick up some. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
You see the difference in teams and how they can use their tight ends, and just that you saw Beck trying to go down the slot deep down the field, and Pennington tried to get him the ball. Right now with the tight ends Butch Davis he has to pretty much kind of dink and dunk and try to not trick people, but leave him as dump-off receivers.
And really not a true fullback on this team.
That's because there's not one on the roster in the club. I mean, the best fullbacks they have are playing tight end.
2nd down, 6 from the 10. White in the backfield, and he'll get the call. And they jump on him with Robinson and others in that middle. Coward, Marvin Jones, gain of a yard, perhaps a yard and a half, and he's down to about the 9.
And here's the situation now. You've got 3rd down. You're looking at Cleveland and saying, well, we stuffed their run. Jamel White can't run against us. Well, one thing this group does have is Butch Davis has some wide receivers. You've already seen Northcutt with a big play. You've already seen Kevin Johnson with a big play. Quincy Morgan's made plays. You can't just isolate one receiver.
Empty backfield, 3rd down and 5 at the 9. And Couch across the middle. Dropped, it looked like, by Kevin Johnson, who took a whack in the back and just collapsed once he didn't tell he's in pain right there. Incomplete pass. Oh, they're calling it completion.
It's all the contact with Cowart. You send a wide receiver in there, helmet right into the lower ribs.
They call it a completion.
They call this a catch. Watch. 1.
I don't know. I thought it was incomplete, but they're meeting on the field right now to discuss just that fact. They're walking back. The Browns players were like it was an incompletion.
Incomplete pass.
That's what I thought. Yeah, sometimes you're right.
Watch the catch. Remember what constitutes a catch. It's not so much, gee, did you get it? You have to catch it. You have to display it. You can make a football move. 1, ball's out, ball's loose, still doesn't have it. Cowart hits him, ball comes out. That last angle showed you it was a lot less of an issue than you really thought.
It's like his body just went numb. Did you see that? I mean, he just like went like a rag doll.
How many times have you been hit like that?
Well, none. But I can appreciate.
You'd go numb too.
That's what I'm saying. He was whacked hard. Now we see Butch Davis talking with Bob McElwee, and we'll see if there's any further on.
Cleveland is challenging the ruling on the field that it is an incomplete pass.
So they're going to contest it was a completed pass. It's got to be conclusive, and we'll find out.
See, but if they call it a complete pass and then a quick fumble/recovery, it's not a first down because he did it inside of the first down marker.
Right.
Ball, flinch, is it? I don't think he got both feet down, showed he had possession, and that this is a reception. Because right this second, the ball's in, but this ball's loose right there. I think when Bob McElwee goes under the dreaded Hutto replay, he will see the same things we're seeing. Got the ball, but it's not in. It's coming loose, and if you re-recover it right there, it's not going to be a first down.
Right.
It's going to be 4th down.
Well, they've already moved the ball back to the 9. He had the ball looked like the catch at the 4, which would have been good for a first down, but then the fumble, he had to jump back on it. He's at the 5, and back there we are. Yeah. And this is all set up by the interception of the Cleveland Browns and their secondary player, Earl Little.
See, I just don't think he ever really puts that ball fully away. It looks like an initial quick catch right here, but look at his head. Bang. He's getting ball but thinking Cowart. He's getting ball but thinking linebacker. Doesn't demonstrate that ball is away, it's tucked, it's caught. He's turning, and before he can really put it away, Sam Cowart's putting that lick on him, and that ball's coming out.
Well, Cleveland can ill afford to settle for 3 points. I mean, the way the Jets are playing on offense and moving the ball, and Martin and Pennington and everybody else in full flower, they need to score touchdowns.
They need to, but Cleveland is very much in a situation of take them where you can get them. You know, Butch Davis has got a football team right now that I think offensively can move the ball, but has to quit making mistakes to hurt themselves. And defensively, they just got to somehow find a way to put pressure on the quarterback to take Chad Pennington's mind off what a great deal he has down the field throwing against Butch Davis's defensive backfield.
After reviewing the play, there is no conclusive evidence that the receiver held the ball long enough to qualify for a catch. It's an incomplete pass. Cleveland is charged with a team timeout.
And they've got their field goal unit on the field right now.
Well, it's the second quarter. And we've seen the big plays, you know, the Santana Moss punt return. Goodness knows this year in some of the games we've done, we've seen some momentum shifts that are incredible. So you take your points, you get to 6 points right here, and if you're Butch Davis, next time you get it, you better score a touchdown.
Dawson has already kicked the 23-yard field goal today. And this one from 27 yards. As the Browns try to cash in on the interception. Not as much as they would want, but like Randy just said, they got something. So they put 3 more on the board and close the gap just a bit with the Jets, 21-6. Couple Pennington touchdown passes. Jets on top. Kevin Harlan alongside Randy Cross. 2 red zone appearances by the Browns, settling for a couple field goals.
No, but more importantly, I think to this football game is the Jets fans and Herman Edwards are seeing what they want to see. Is Chad Pennington, Curtis Martin, and this Jets offense really changing the personality?
So after the officially 26-yard field goal by Dawson, here is the ensuing kickoff. And it's short, a chip shot, and picked up by Lamont Jordan. And look at him find some room. And the running back out of Maryland, a 2nd-round pick, a couple years in the NFL, matches his uniform number with a 34-yard return. Some pretty scenics of New York City, the Empire State Building, the Jets 21-6. Santana Moss got things started for New York on a 63-yard punt return early in the game.
Hey, I talked about the Jets offense changing their personality, and by that I mean they're more unpredictable. But if you had to pick one area now to kind of pick at and say, well, here's the area you got to improve. You get the ball in an opponent's territory, you need touchdowns. You get there 6 times, you have 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. That's lack of execution.
49-yard line, 1st down and 10 yards to go. And a gain of 2 on the play. Anderson with the carry. Let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Thank you, Kevin. Randy Cross, you were talking about Chad Pennington giving this team a spark. Let me tell you one major difference between Chad and Vinny. Vinny had 20 of 58 passes to wide receivers. Chad has 43 passes to wide receivers while still completing passes at a high percentage. That's a spark. Back to you.
It's a spark, and I think it's a prospect really that Vinny is watching his backup make some good, quick reads and decisions. That's why he's getting the ball to the receivers so much.
Outside they go. Corbett throwing a pass. Open Lavernius Coles, and it one-hops him at the 25. They sent Martin in motion. They left Anderson in the backfield. They go outside for Corbett, and his first pass of the season is incomplete.
Chad Pennington right now 6 of 8 to wide receivers, and here's number 6 trying to treat Wayne Corbett like he's a quarterback, and well, there's a good reason Wayne Corbett's a wide receiver, and that the coach at Hofstra never really thought of putting a team number on Wayne. But this is another example. You change your personality. When the offense gets rolling, when you're making quick decisions, when Curtis Martin's running the ball, you can get cute and run trick plays.
47-yard line, 3rd down. Martin in the backfield. Good block by Fabini. Time for Pennington. Whips it outside. Caught by Coles. Lunging for a 1st down to the 37-yard line. As he was working on Anthony Henry, he picks up 11 on 3rd down and 8 to the 37-yard line.
It started out, you know, there's going to be Super Bowl here in New York, and the slow start, little change at quarterback, and you can see the difference, especially in the yards. Everybody talks about the completion percentage, but what Vinny's seen Chad Pennington do as he's come in for him is really get the ball down the field to the wide receivers. No more 10, 12-yard passes, a lot more down the field.
Somebody jumped on that line like Alvin McKinley.
Encroachment, number 70, defense. 5 yards, 1st down.
As a 3rd-year kid out of Mississippi State.
And you know, that's such a nice term. Encroachment. Encroachment.
Yeah, Smith, you saw Raymond Smith down in Dallas, 55 yards rushing today, needs 93 to set the record.
Look at Cincinnati over Tennessee. The guys in the pregame show sort of gave you a heads up that could be an upset.
Now with the penalty down to the 32-yard line, 1st and 5. Beck is in motion. Martin remains in the backfield, and Curtis Martin the call. He was devoured inside by Gerard Warren. First time we've talked about him today. It's a gain of 1. Former high pick, 3rd overall selection out of Florida 2 years ago. Jets on top and a couple touchdown passes by Chad Pennington in the 1st half.
And we talk about quick decisions and quick reading ability. A quick flip one way, and you just bang, get that ball to Lavernius Coles. And then a nice job by Corbett. Look at him shield his body from the defensive back and give Chad Pennington that target.
Second down 4, 31-yard line. The fake to Martin, and Pennington winds up and throws a pass. Caught by Crevette. Loose ball. Fumble on the play. And vacuumed in by Sanders in the backfield. Another turnover by the Jets. The second straight by New York. An interception. That one right there, a fumble. And Cleveland gets it just as the Jets were beginning to move again.
This is just discipline. Get it, grab it, stay with it. Good hit by Earl Little, though. I was wrong. That is not discipline. That's just good defense. Earl Little gets a shoulder and a helmet as Wayne Crevette tries to come through. He catches. He's clearly got the ball. And Earl Little comes in and hits his elbow and his arm. That thing pops loose. Cleveland gets a big play from one of their big players on defense, Earl Little.
Jamel White in the backfield after the Jet turnover. 3-yard line, first down and 10. And a handoff, a safe one as Marvin Jones grabs White. Gain of 3, second down 7. Last year, Randy, the Jets plus 18 in the takeaway giveaway. Now -4 this season, -2 just today.
There isn't a better example when you see teams aren't playing well. You know, and Herman Edwards and I were talking about it the other day. I said, hey, Herman, how many offensive and defensive systems are made to play from behind? And he started laughing because, you know, you turn the ball over like that, you get behind, and it changes your personality and the number of things you can do.
White in the backfield, second down 7 outside the Cleveland 6. A short drop by Couch, swings a pass, broken up, incomplete. They were going for Kevin Johnson. And he was draped in Jet defenders, namely by Damian Robinson. It'll be third down and 7. In his weekly NFL.com column, Boomer Esiason discusses the importance of how the head coach reacts to a dip in his team's performance. Read more about it at NFL.com or on AOL, keyword NFL.com. Third down and 7.
Well, the old style coaches like Bill Parcells reacted to a dip in your performance with a size 12, 13 shoe up your backside.
White in the backfield with Couch. Good time in the pocket, throws a pass, and that is caught up near the 14-yard line. Grabbed by Dennis Northcutt. And let's see if he got.
I think it's a first down, and I think it's a very friendly spot.
I would just get. That's why I was hesitating. 14-yard line is where they've got it right now, and they quickly move the chains and quickly signaled a first down after the spot, so he gets it. Dennis Northcutt, who continues, as you said earlier, to be a big play receiver.
They've got a lot. Probably the biggest play receiver they have is Kevin Johnson, who works very well with Tim Couch.
14-yard line, first and 10. Fake goes to White. Look at the time for Couch. Outside for Jamel White. His 38th reception of the season, brought down by Aaron Beasley. It's a gain of 8, and he's up to the 21.
It's one of the things that Tim Couch gets with a Jamel White. He's kind of Priest Holmes light. And what Tim Couch needs is that you look at the touchdowns, look at the interceptions. Very, very inconsistent. And I think a lot of this can be traced back to his protection. This guy, like I said in the open, has been treated like a piñata. And you want a current example of the current piñata du jour? Look at David Carr down in Houston with the same offensive mind behind it, Chris Palmer.
Second down, 2 outside the 21. Flag is down. And there comes White again, trying to work his way around the block of Barry Stokes, his left guard. Flag, as we said, is on the floor, and it is against the New York Jets. We have not had that many penalties in the game, 2 apiece.
Oh, don't say that.
Number 92, defense, 5 yards, first down.
I'm not a dealer in superstition. I'm dealing with facts here. It's 2 apiece.
Yeah, and the last 242, you'll have 8.
Look at Sean Ellis, who has been quiet today. They get a first down outside the 26. Average gain on first down numbers there for the Jets and the Browns. Late second quarter, closing in on the 2-minute warning, and flag stopped that one in mid-motion.
Offense. False start. Number 79, offense.
I warned you.
5 yards, first down.
It's the left guard, Stokes. It's kind of a veteran line, too. Stokes was a guy with the Green Bay Packers, 5 years in the NFL. Verba, 6 years out of Iowa. Wallabaugh was a starting center and guard for the New England Patriots.
I tell you, you give me 5 offensive linemen that have been together for a couple of years, I'll take him over any 5 NFL Pro Bowlers you just sort of slap together. It's all chemistry at those positions.
Well, you should know with your great days in San Francisco. 1st and 15 outside the 21. And he puts a pass into the arms of White, who runs outside. And Mo Lewis is running right in back of him and shoves him out of play near the 30-yard line. They pick up 8 yards on 1st and 15. They get 2nd down and 7 coming up when we return. We're at the 2-minute warning.
This is John Abraham time. Where's the sack?
Welcome back to Giants Stadium with the Jets on top of the Browns 21-6. A positive note for Cleveland fans with all of their offensive struggles. Now, they are one of only 2 teams with 5 receivers with 20 or more receptions. That diversity means a bright future because all of those skill position guys are young guys.
Yeah, Quincy Morgan, 2 years out of K-State. Kevin Johnson, 4 years out of Syracuse. Andre Davis, a rookie out of Virginia Tech. They got some good ones. 2nd down and 7. And that one is almost picked off by Beasley on a pass intended for Quincy Morgan. Incomplete. 3rd down and 7.
You know, John Abraham and half the guys on the field for the Jets right now weren't on the field before that last play. They were all standing as a group over on the sideline, and just as the Cleveland offense broke the huddle, there was about a 5-man substitution came sprinting in for the Jets. And they were in places that Tim Couch wasn't expecting, and Beasley was definitely in one of them.
3rd down, 7 from the 30. Couch. And throws a pass which is hauled in by Andre Davis, their 2nd-round rookie pick out of Virginia Tech. Picks up 18 yards on the play. It's a Cleveland 1st down up to the 48.
This is a passing football team. They've had 9 3rd down situations. They passed on all 9.
Shotgun snap. Time for Couch. Dumps it across the middle. Grabbed by White, who in turn is grabbed by Donnie Abraham after a gain of 3. He's to the 49-yard line of the Jets. And a timeout taken. Now Cleveland has 1 timeout left. Cleveland on the move after they recover a fumble inside their 5-yard line by the Jets. Now they've worked their way to the 49-yard line of New York. 2nd down and 7.
3-man rush.
Couch. Here comes Abraham. There goes a flag, and Couch lasers one. Intercepted on the play. Picked off by Ray Mickens. Down the sideline. Couch trying to work on the angle, and that's a touchdown. But a flag is down at the 50-yard line.
You had flinching and jumping by the Jets defense. I think they were offsides.
And they'll call it back.
And that was all in the snap count of Tim Couch.
Offside. Number 94. Defense.
Abraham.
5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Wow, that is huge for Herm Edwards' football team. If you get points at this point of the game, it's almost at a knockout / put them away type of situation.
Almost a bigger play for Butch Davis in his prime.
Yeah, but you know, you're talking to Bark. Bark, jump, offsides. And if you are Butch on the other side, you're saying, how could you not catch that? But why do you not hold on to that? But you know what? When you're an expansion-type football team, I'm not surprised. Your guys usually don't hold on to those balls.
43-yard line, 2nd down and 2. Couch in the gun. The time. And there's the throw. On the money, but dropped. No cut.
Better than anybody else.
3rd and 2. Great defensive play by James Darling, wrapping up Jamal White and bringing him down. That was on a 3rd and 2 play. And now the Browns cannot cash in on the fumble, which had this drive started at the 3-yard line. They got to punt the ball.
They got it out. You got to give them credit for that. But then they got a case of the Canucks. They cannot hold on to the ball, and they cannot run the ball. They cannot block for the run, and they're about out of Canucks. You don't want to have too many more of those.
It's like Santana Moss has his punt return job back after racing 63 yards on the first punt by the Browns today. for a touchdown. Gardocki to punt. And sends it high and fair caught at about the 8-yard line by Moss. 37-yard punt. Well, the NFL was saddened earlier this week with the death of Cleveland Browns owner Al Lerner. He was on a couple of prominent NFL committees, but most importantly, they awarded Lerner and the Cleveland Browns a franchise back in early September of 1998. And the philanthropist who was incredibly giving with his family, the AL, the Al Lerner patch on the jerseys of the Browns were worn the remainder of this season.
And these players, they didn't lose so much just an owner. They lost probably their biggest fan, and they lost a friend. And I think that's what made it so tough for this organization, for the last week to deal with.
Pennington will go to a knee, and the Jets will eat up the clock and go to halftime with a 21-6 lead over Butch Davis and the Cleveland Browns. Pennington with a couple of touchdown passes. One to Trebek, one to Coles. Jets did turn it over twice in the first half. And as we mentioned just a second ago, Santana Moss racing 63 yards for a touchdown on a punt return, which gives us the 21-6 Jets lead to the field in Beasley-Reese.
All right, thanks, Scott. I'm with Coach Herman Edwards. Coach, everything's going your way. How do you keep these guys up in the locker room?
Well, everything's not going our way. We've turned the ball over twice, and we had a chance down here to maybe go up with more of a lead, and we turned the ball over. We turned it over earlier, and they scored 3 points. So we're not functioning. When we start turning the ball over, I'm a little concerned with that. Hopefully our offense can go down and establish a good drive in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Beasley and Herm, thank you.
That's a head coach there, Kevin.
Never
Greed is good and more is better.
It was about this time last year the Jets turned around their season. You sensing the same thing this year? Same time, same place?
Same timing, same kind of opponent. And they get San Diego next week without Rodney Harrison.
Wow. We're at halftime at Giants Stadium. We take you to the studios in New York after this.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
I'm telling you right now. Careful, everybody. Welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report from our studios here in New York. Jim Nantz along with Dan, Dion, Boomer, and our special guest, the very fine dressing here, Marcellus Wiley of the San Diego Chargers. Man, making a huge fashion statement here.
You're looking good, big fella.
Thank you, man. Respect to how you do it.
Man.
Can you work on Dion a little bit? That's pretty good there.
Well, you're a retired player, so I try to upgrade a little, but, it's all respect to the man who did the best.
There you go.
There you go.
Some of the folks are watching the game down in Kansas City, 7-6, the Raiders in front.
One of the strongest legs in the game of football, but that's why they play the game. Sebastian Janikowski, blocked right here by Kansas City. They recover. And big fella, I tell you what, this is something you love to do.
Oh, yeah.
Third and goal. Tell me about this play.
We see Rod Coleman right here taking down Kansas City's Trent Green for the sack. He didn't dance, but it still looked good.
That's right. Rich Gannon on the play action fake. Hits right here. Doug Jolly for the touchdown.
The game's only touchdown as we go around the league. Tennessee at Cincinnati.
Hey!
Over, this could be the day for the Bengals.
It is, and what are they doing? They're getting the ball to Corey Dillon. Take a look at this. This is a 24-yard gain. This kid comes to play every game. Marcellus, you played the Bengals the first week of the season. You guys said that they quit, but Corey Dillon never quits. Play action fake by John Kitna. He finds Lorenzo Neal, who said 2 weeks ago that the Bengals were the most embarrassing team in the league, but they're not showing that today. It looks like Tennessee's the most embarrassed team in the league. And Chad Johnson, what a nice catch down the sideline. Tennessee has been reading all the clips all week about how bad the Cincinnati Bengals are. But this just goes to show you, in the NFL, it's about emotion and determination, and that's what Corey Dillon has. 14-6. It's not going to be over either. It's going to be a win for us.
the coaching job now?
No.
Hey, there's a new combo out there that can really get explosive. That is Maddox to Plexico Burress, and Bettis is on the bench today. Out.
And when Bettis is on the bench, who do you go to? The famous Amos Zaraway 35-yard run right here. Go up 7-0. Big run for the Steelers. And then Tommy Maddox in shotgun. When you got a big receiver, throw a fade pattern to him. Plexico Burress, whoop, touchdown. 14-0.
That's just the first time, Dan. Ray Lewis again out today, deactivated.
His hair looking good, though, man.
Yeah, look at that. And Tommy Maddox underneath. Once again, the Plexico Burress under that zone coverage. They don't react up. He gets in the corner of the end zone.
And this is Maddox's fourth start. Already 4 times he's hooked up for touchdowns in those games with Plexico Burress. The Browns getting beat up by the Jets over at the Meadowlands today. Boomer, what's the story here?
Here's Santana Moss. What a way to start a game. Punt return. Mike Westhoff, the special teams coach for the Jets, has got to be absolutely happy watching this first-round draft pick live up to the billing. And a lot of credit has to go to Chad Pennington for lifting the spirits of the Jets. Here's Tim Couch, 43-yard completion to Dennis Northcutt. Something to cheer about in Cleveland. That led to a field goal, but it's been all Chad Pennington. He's 9 of 10 so far in this half. He finds Lavernius Coles, who's picked up his game since Pennington has stepped behind center. Nice touchdown run here for the young wide receiver. And then to the old wide receiver. I can't believe I'm saying this about my man, Wayne Corbett, number 80. Finds his way into the end zone, 8-yard touchdown reception. Jets on the lead, 21-6. Looks good. Both of my old teams.
All right, the Bills just got on the board, Boomers. You're going through the Jet highlights. Peerless Price from Bledsoe with the extra point to come. The Lions got a Harrington touchdown pass and a Stewart rush for a score. Minnesota, spotty all season long, but error-free in the first half today. Got a touchdown on 4th and goal as Mo Williams added a cross. The Falcons lead at New Orleans. Final minute of the first half. They were down 10-0, and they just fumbled a moment ago. The Falcons did, getting ready to go in again. They fumbled inside the New Orleans 10-yard line. Tampa Bay and Carolina, and look at Randy Fasani, the rookie 5th-rounder from Stanford. Starting today for Carolina, only 2 completions, 14 yards, and picked once. And Emmitt Smith, 55 yards in the first half, 38 to go for the all-time rushing record, eclipsing the Walter Payton mark. But the Cowboys trail 7-0. Doubleheader day here on CBS. Denver, New England coming up for most of the nation. Others will see Houston against Jacksonville. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report. We'll send you back to the second half in just a moment.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.